Hey there, everyone. So, on the never ending parade of holiday makeup, we have some new makeup here to try today, and I'm super excited because it is the new Lancôme holiday palette. Well, one of the two. This is the cooler toned one. The other one I did a previous video on, and I really loved it. These are some of my favorite palettes every year, so I'm really excited to share that with you. I also have a new primer today from Fenty Beauty. I have a new lip set from Merit, and I have a new setting spray from Miss Danessa Myricks, which I'm really excited to share with you. So if learning about new makeup, makeup trends, makeup gossip, swatches, all that sounds good to you, then please consider liking, subscribing, following along, and shopping my links, Unsolicited Advice, on Instagram and YouTube. Now, please ignore the dryer, but I have so much laundry to catch up on, and I was out of town this past weekend visiting my best friend, so now's the time to catch up on it. So, what we have today, I'm so excited about, and it's the new Lancôme Great Minaudiere. I don't know how to say that word. I'm gonna spell it for you. Minaudiere. Minudiere palette. This is a holiday offering from Lancôme this year in collaboration with Lisa Eldridge. This is the third year, I believe, of these holiday collaborations with Lisa Eldridge. The first was the Louvre palette, then there was the Paris Sky one, and then this year we have two offerings. We have the Adventures palette, which I debuted in a previous video and loved. It's more warm toned for darker skin tones. And then we have this palette, which is more cool toned and probably for lighter skin tones, although I think it could really work beautifully for any skin tone. It's a very wintry palette, blues, pinks, and browns. And you see here that there are 5 eyeshadows, although this could probably be used as a blush as well. And then there are 2 lipsticks in this palette. And it's continuing on with their sort of holiday Paris train theme. And so I think that's a really cool product. Like I said, we also have some new products from Merit today, the new archival lip set. We have a new primer from Fenty Beauty, and we have something I'm very excited about and did receive in PR, and I'm so thankful for, because I don't get a lot of PR, but this lady never disappoints, and that's Miss Danessa Myricks and her new Yummy Skin liquid blurring balm. I'm not normally a matte setting spray person, so I'm excited to see what this looks like. So what I'm going to do now is just put on some of the new Fenty Beauty. This is the Grip Trip, and it's the Hydrating and Plumping Primer. They also have a matte primer that recently came out, but I went ahead and grabbed this one, and it's a nice gel consistency. I don't really smell anything, and it's just a hydrating and plumping primer. And I will say I used it last night. Last night I used it with a base from Chantecaille, but I found that I really enjoyed the texture. It's a little tacky, it's a little sticky, but it does provide a really nice base. So what I'm going to do is go put that base on and then come back so we can look at this gorgeous eyeshadow palette. Okay, I'll be right back. And forgive my dryer, but I have been out of town this past weekend visiting my friend, my best friend in Springfield, Missouri, and so I'm catching up on laundry right now. But like I said, I started with the Fenty primer, and I really enjoyed it. It reminded me a little bit of the YSL primer, kind of that slick feeling, although this does not have a smell. And I wore it last night, and I thought it did a nice job of providing a base for my makeup. I then followed that up with the Lancôme Teint Idole concealer and foundation, since we're doing a Lancôme review today, and did my brows, and that's where we're at now. So earlier this holiday season, I showed you the Adventurous palette, and I can put the clip up here, but it was a gorgeous pink, gold, green, kind of warmer toned holiday release. And then this year they've also brought us the Lancôme. This is the counterpart, which I would say is cooler, more wintry, And same beautiful formula under the creative direction of Goddess Miss Lisa Eldridge. And this one actually has 2 lipsticks in it too. So this is more of a kind of travel palette, but they both follow this kind of holiday train, Paris train theme that Lancôme is showcasing this year. So let's take a look at this palette. It's very interesting looking. It's got 2 lipsticks, like I said, and it has 5 eyeshadows. It says these are 5 eyeshadows. It does not say that this one here is a blush, but we can try and see if we could use it as one. I fear it might be a little too bright, might be a good blush topper. And then it also comes with 2 lipsticks. The 2 lipsticks it comes with are Magnetic Winter and Electrifying Spring. So we'll take a look at those today. Although, as I told you, I have a new lip trio from Merit that we're going to be using today as well. So these are some of my favorite palettes every year, without a doubt. The Lisa Eldridge Lancôme holiday palettes. First there was the Louvre, then there was last year the Paris Sky, which I loved, and then the 2 palettes this year. So I'll put the swatch up for you. But I think this is really, really stunning. So let's go ahead, and I'm actually going to put down just a little bit of my Rare Beauty primer because my eyes have a slight bit of discoloration in them right now. So I'm going to put that on and just pounce that in. And I'm actually just using the small side of the foundation brush I already used. There's no need to make extra brush laundry. I have more than enough as it is. So I think what we'll do today is 2 different looks with this palette. I would say that one thing I would prefer is if they maybe did a 6th color in here and did a grayish brown matte, but you could use any grayish brown matte you have. I would say maybe you could use your bronzer, but make sure it's on the cooler side of it because this is a cooler toned palette. But if you don't want to, this brown is more of a satin, so it blends out really nicely. So I'm going to grab some brushes and let's put down a base. So on one side, I think we'll do something that really plays into the pinks, and on the other side, we'll do something that really plays into that bright, shiny blue. So on this side, what I'm going to do is grab the brown shade, which is, these have names, Cinnamon Sparks. That sounds like a stripper. And I'm going to put this in my crease. And the nice part about these is even though there's not a matte in this palette, there is in the other one, these satins, like this Cinnamon Sparks color, do kind of diffuse out and they don't enhance texture, which I really love. Like I said, the Lancôme holiday palettes with Lisa Eldridge are some of my favorite every year. I'm going to bring you in a little closer. And one thing I will say, come on now, don't fuck around. One thing I will say, if the camera listens, is that I've tried Lancôme palettes from the other times of the year, and they're not my favorites. There's something about these winter releases with Lisa Eldridge that are really great. The formula is kind of a gel-based formula that holds the sparkle in it, and they seem a little bit drier to the touch, but they really have a sparkle and a shine that you just can't find that much of during the holidays. They're super refined and elegant. I'm going to put a little bit of that brown Cinnamon Sparkle, or whatever the hell her name is, Cinnamon Sparks, under as well. These holiday palettes from Lancôme and Lisa Eldridge are pure glamour. I don't know if Lisa Eldridge is going to do a holiday quad this year, or one of her little 6 pans. I don't think she has in the past, so probably not. She probably lets Lancôme do that. But I did see, like I said, Danessa's teasing something, Adept is teasing something, Makeup by Mario is releasing a new Ethereal Eyes Nature, and then we're still waiting to hear from Prada. There's rumors something is coming. So what I'm going to do next is grab, What do we want to do? Let's grab this maroony pink color. It's kind of a mauve. It's called Frosted. It cannot be, that can't be right. Orsay Copper. So Orsay Copper. And it's a beautiful pinky satin color. And I'm going to put that on the outer third to match up with the brown Sparkle Delight or Cinnamon Coochie or whatever that name was. And that's just kind of a pretty coppery pink color. Now all over the lid, I'm going to grab the largest color in this palette, which is Pink Express. And I'm going to put that over the bulk of the lid. This is a bold, bright pink. Looking at it right now, I don't think that that could be a blush. It could be perhaps a blush topper or highlight. I think it might be a little too bold to do as a blush. The other palette had a fifth shade that I think you actually could use for that. So if you got both of them, I think they would complement nicely. What I'm going to do is grab the first shade here, which is called Pink Snowflake. And I'm going to grab it on a small brush. This is just a Refer 14 Mini. And I'm going to put that on the inner portion to brighten it up. And it's a pretty color, really bright and sparkly. And I'm actually going to take that up and meet that kind of brown I put in earlier. Really brighten up the eye. And while we're at it, we can put a little of this under the brow. See how wet and sparkly and reflective these Lancôme Lisa Eldridge holiday palettes are every year? They really are some of my favorites. I'm going to grab a little bit more of that copper stripper, whatever the name of it is, and put that under here. And you know what? Right here at this tiny little inner corner tear duct portion, I'm going to grab a little bit of the blue, which is called Frosted Railway. And I'm going to grab just a tiny bit of that and put it right here, just to introduce just the slightest little amount of blue into this look. I think that looks really cool. I'm actually going to grab a little bit of this white one, but I'm just going to tap it, this pinky white color, number one. I don't want to smear it, I don't want a lot of product, but I'm just going to grab a little of it and gently tap and go up a little bit, almost to my eyebrow. So that's the first look, really leaning into the pink with just a touch of the blue. This one over here will lean in on the blue with just a touch of the pink, just to show you what we can get. So what I'm going to do on this one is go ahead in with that copper color again, the brown. What is it called? Cinnamon Sparks. That's ridiculous, but Lancôme, I love you nonetheless. And create a wash of that. I feel like that little beeper's about to go off, and it's going to be loud. I apologize if it does. See how this one's more of a satin, so I can diffuse it more. And I'm actually going to put a little of that on the outer corner here. I love the Holiday Lisa Eldridge collection palettes. There's something so refined and elegant about them. And I'm going to grab some of that cinnamon color and run it under the... Now, if you wanted to incorporate a matte, just find like a gray-based brown. That would be really nice. Actually, some of Lisa Eldridge's liquid shadows, the matte ones, would look really great with this. There's one that's always sold out. What's the name of it? It's kind of a gray-based one. I know, I should have been prepared. It's the one called Ion or Ion. that would look gorgeous with this if you really wanted to have it, if you wanted to darken that up. But we're going for ethereal here today. So I'm going to grab just a little bit, like I said, of that Ore copper color and just place it on the outer portion here. It's a really pretty mauvey pink color. And then I'm going to go ham with this blue. I think this is stunning. Look at that. And place this all over the lid. And like with anything, if I use like a Pat McGrath Intensify wand, I could get this to be kind of out of this world. That is crazy beautiful. I'm actually going to take a little bit more of that original copper color and put it on the inner third and kind of create like a halo eye here. And bring it over that blue a little bit. Kind of ground it. You take that original brush and just work that out just a little bit. There's something so cool about the formula that's used in these holiday palettes. I can't describe it. It reminds me a little bit of like the baked shades in the motherships. I don't believe these are baked. They may be. There's the dinger. But there's something about it that's just so interesting. Now I'm going to grab on my tiny brush a little bit of that original first color, that pink snowflakes color, and put that on the inner corner. That is a beautiful lightning color that lightens and brightens. And carry that up. I wasn't expecting to do a halo eye over here, but I think it works really well. A little bit under the brow. I'll go back in with a little bit of that brown just to deepen up that under the lashes. And you know what? I liked it so much over here, so what I'm going to do is grab a tiny amount at this time of the Pink Express color, this bright neon pink, and put it in that little area under the tear duct. So where over here I introduced just a tiny drop of that blue, over here I'm gonna just put a tiny drop of that hot pink color. And I'm going to take a little bit of that white color, that snowflake color, and just run it in the center as a spotlight up to the brow. Okay, let me go turn the dryer on again, because inevitably it's not ready or done. And I'm going to grab and put on some liner. I'm going to use the Natasha Denona Taupe liner. And then we'll come back and look at lashes and then look at the remaining products we have today. But I think these are gorgeous winter eye looks from Lancôme and Lisa Eldridge. Okay, I'll be right back. So I put on the Natasha Denona Taupe liner, which is a gray beige kind of color. But I think you could do like maybe the new Valentino icy blue one would look cool over here to pick up on that little drop of blue. Or you could do like a pink liner here to pick up on that pink, or dark blue. There's a lot of options you could play with here. But here, I just wanted to go with something really grounding that kind of brought in that brown color that is on both eyes, and that Natasha liner works perfect for that. It's a cool tone brown that's not too dark. So I really like that. I'm going to go ahead and put on some mascara, and for that, I'm going to use Lisa Eldridge's Kitten Lash in the Burnt Umber color. So let me go ahead and put that on, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I threw on my Lisa Eldridge mascara, and I think that like a dark brown works really well with this. But of course, for the holidays, if you wanted to amp it up even more, use your Pat McGrath Intensify wand, get that on, get the highest shine possible, and use like a Pat McGrath black. That would look amazing too. But I think these look really beautiful. I don't know if the shine is coming across on the camera, but hopefully at the end, when I put the pictures in, you'll really get to see that. So this palette also comes with 2 lipsticks, and the 2 lipsticks included are Magnetic Winter and Electrifying Spring. So let's take a look at these. The Electrifying Spring color is kind of a beautiful neutral, and you could see how well that would go with this palette. I really like that color. It's kind of a mauve, but with more pink in it. The Magnetic Winter is incredibly intense, and it's kind of a hot pink based red. Would also look beautiful, particularly with the pink look. I think the other one would look better with the blue. But these are both very intense, very beautiful lipsticks. And it's nice that they go in here. And I have tried some of the other Lancomes, and as long as they don't have the cases that are too thick, like the special edition ones that have leather and stuff on them, you could interchange your favorites in there. So I think those are both really beautiful, 2 very different lipsticks, but I think both of them actually go really well with this collection. However, today I have a new lip trio from Merit Beauty, which is one of my favorite clean beauty brands. And so we're going to take a look at that. But before we do, let me grab that palette again and let's just take a look. I think it's going to be too intense, but let's just try and look at that pink color, which again is called Pink Express, and try it as a blush. Now I've got my Refer AA01, which I believe is for the holidays. They're bringing this back. It has a new number on it, but this is a great brush for something like this. And I'm going to grab this pink. I think it's going to be too metallic, and it may be just a little bit overboard, but let's see what we can get out of it. Okay, yep, that is very shiny. You could maybe use that as a blush topper, but no, this is not something that you would want to use as a blush. It's so shiny, and would, you know, obviously enhance texture in that regard. But we're just playing today to see. The other one has a pink that's kind of a satin and is a beautiful blush. This one, I think you could possibly use that color as like a highlighter, but as a blush, you can see it's very metallic, so I probably wouldn't do that. I will grab a little bit of the white pink color just to do as a highlighter, although I don't need it because that is so bright. But it's okay. I look a little bit like the Tin Man, but that's okay. So I wanted to look at the new Merit Lip Trio. During the holidays every year, Merit normally puts out some great holiday products. They put out their little blushes, which I really like, and one of their famous colors of those is archival. So this year for the holidays, they put out a lip set in that same shade. And so it is a lip liner, a lipstick, or a lip blush as they call it. It's the one that's a little bit lighter and a little bit more like a wash of color. And then their lip gloss. So let's go ahead and bring you in and take a look at this trio. Okay, can we bring you down just a little bit? You know, this thing doesn't like me very much. I know it's user error. Okay, so let's line a little bit in this archival. And if you've never tried a Merit liner, they're really great because they're a little bit softer and smoother than a traditional like pencil liner. So they really can, you can use your finger and blur them out. It's really almost a lipstick. This archival is a cool toned kind of mauve neutral. So I thought it would look really beautiful with this eye look, or eye looks. And if I used a little brush or a Q-tip or something, I could fan that out. But since I'm using a product that's going to be the same color, there's no real need. So I'm going to grab the lip blush lipstick, and this is also in archival. And let's take a look at that. Right there, if you wanted a matte, that's a beautiful look. Finally, there's a gloss also in archival, and I'll put some of that on. So these little trios, these little sets they come out with every holiday are some of my favorites. It's a way to try a lot of products from Merit. And they normally will do like special edition colors. And so I think this archival is going to be real popular. Let me bring you out. Nope, out. There we go. Too high. It's very temperamental, this little GoPro, but it's what can fit in this small space now that I've moved. But you can see, I think that looks really beautiful. It's a cool tone neutral. The last thing I have today is something I'm very excited about. Danessa Myrick sent it, and it's the Blur Better Yummy Skin Liquid Blurring Balm. It came out earlier this month on 9/4, and it comes in two sizes, a smaller and a large, and it's part of her Blur Balm series. And the way this works, and again, maybe today will be the perfect day for it because you can see my pores right now because I have such a shiny blush on. But you shake vigorously, you spray it on, you wait about a minute to a minute and a half, and then you take a puff, which she kindly also sent, and press it in so it melts into the makeup. So I'm going to try that today and see what we see. Okay, so we'll give that just a minute to set in. It's interesting how I'm not normally a matte kind of person, but the matte or the blurring setting sprays are so popular right now. You know, Pat McGrath, right around the same time as Danessa Myrick's, came out with her version of it, which is the Longwear Blurring Setting Spray. And I've actually enjoyed this product. I've used it too. So it's definitely having a moment right now. So let me grab one of the little puffs she sent, but of course you could use any you had. And it said after it's been about a minute or so, press it in. I did not set my under eyes or anything today because in all honesty, I'm just gonna go take a bath after I'm done shooting this video, throw in some more laundry and go to bed. I will say the area around my nose where I do have larger pores, this does seem to have blurred them a little bit. It's hard to say if it's blurred anything here because it's so shiny. Although it does look like maybe that shine's kicked down just a little bit. It's not quite as Tin Man as it was, but it's a comfortable feel. It does look matter. My skin does look matter and more blurred. So for that, I think we've got a winner here. But I'm going to keep trying it because I think that's an inventive product. Or innovative. Sorry. It says there's 4 different ways you could do it. The first is just to blur and prime, wear it alone with a primer. The second is to blend between makeup layers. That seems like that would be heavy to me. The third is to blur and to pat in and melt into your makeup, which is what I did. And then the fourth one is to use it throughout the day for touch-up. It says it balances skin and aids in oil control. It provides hydration and it's weightless. And I would say it definitely is weightless. It does say shake well, and that there are two sizes, a travel size and the larger size, which I showed you. So I gotta say, I think this Lancôme palette is absolutely gorgeous the more I keep looking at it. Maybe that makes me sound vainglorious. I got a question for you, by the way, before I wrap up. Would you like to know more about me? Ever since I did the Louis Vuitton videos, my numbers have been going up and up and up, and I'm so grateful for that. But I wondered if you wanted to know a little bit more about me, where I live, what I do during the day, that sort of thing. So if that sounds like something you'd want to hear, go ahead and tell me in the chat. And if not, perfectly fine, we'll stick it to just the makeup. The makeup today is pretty spectacular, from Merit, from Fenty, from Danessa, and of course from Lancôme. If you like this kind of content, then please consider liking, subscribing, following along, shopping my links, all that goodness, unsolicited advice on YouTube and on Instagram. I'm so appreciative of you joining me today. It really means a lot in all the comments. And I'm off to do some laundry now, but enjoy the pictures in the little video, and hopefully you can see how great this really does look on the eyes. Bye, everyone.